What's going on, people? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the 9th episode of RGTV. I'm your host, Jers, aka Life as I See It. And today we brought it back to the females. We have a segment in the beginning called "Who Is?" So we ask you, we direct that question. Who are you? What is your name? Who are you?
I'm Veronica Rivera, aka Vecky. On IG, I'm at Vec to the Next, and I've been doing hair for 25 years in the game.
Whew. That's a long time.
Yeah, just as long as you've probably been alive.
I'm a little older than that. Give me some credit.
Give or take 2 or 3 years.
Okay, Vecky. So you've been doing hair for over 25 years. That's, like I said, that's a long time. So, kind of when did you get into doing hair? I mean, what got you into that?
Well, coming up, I grew up in the early 80s, 70s and 80s. So the music influenced my style, and it happened to be during like when punk was heavy. And the artist of the day at the time that inspired me was like Blondie, Debbie Harry, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna,
right.
Pop artists like that. So I learned really quickly that style, having style made you popular. And I, just like any other kid, I wanted to fit in. So I embraced all the styles of the day and the fashions of the day. And I embraced the entire, whatever culture was going on, whatever genre, and during that genre, I embraced the whole look. But I was very versatile with my style. I didn't want to fit into a mold, so I just had fun with it. And my parents were encouraging. They never discouraged me from, trying new things. They noticed that I had that little spark in me with the styles and the art and the fashion, so they encouraged it, and I'm grateful for that, because it led me, to where I am now as far as doing hair and coloring and everything. So.
Wow. I mean, well, you said something that was interesting to me. You said when you were in high school, just like every other kid, you were honest in saying that fashion and style was something that you looked at as something that made you fit in, or
yes.
wanting to fit in.
Yes.
I think it's important to highlight that because a lot of people don't really want to acknowledge the fact that you do want to fit in. I mean, we're all individuals, and of course you have to grow to become that. You don't
right.
just come out of the womb as an individual. You grow into your own over the years through your experiences.
Correct.
So acknowledging that, having the courage to recognize that okay, this is how I'm gonna fit in.
Yes.
But even by doing that, you still made it your own, and in turn now,
Yes.
20 plus years later,
Yeah.
you're still doing it because you have a passion
Yeah.
for it and a love for it. So that's great.
Absolutely. And even though like the styles of the day, they everything changes constantly, I try to adapt. Like I don't like to stay stuck in a certain time warp of whatever the fashions were of that day. Like everything comes back anyway, but you have to like stay relevant. I try my best to stay relevant and embrace the styles of the day, and just make it my own.
Well, I definitely can attest to the fact that you are a very, very stylish woman.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate that.
Obviously well put together. So for you to want to do it, to be doing it, and then to actually be a walking product of what it is that you do,
Thank you.
it's the total package, and it's worth mentioning.
Thank
So,
you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Listen, we're gonna have a lot more with Vecky, but right now we're gonna take a small break. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back right after this. You're tuned into the RGTV show. Welcome back, welcome back. You were tuned into the RGTV show. We're sitting here with the lovely Vecchi. Can I call you a hairstylist? Can I call you a stylist? What are we gonna call you? What is your title?
I'm hair guru, stylist extraordinaire.
Ow. Word. So, speaking of, hair and style and things of that nature, on the first break, you spoke about how you started young and you were influenced by a lot. Take me through the turning point. Like, what would you say was the turning point of when you decided, you know what, I think this is really what I'm gonna do?
Okay, well, the way I actually got started doing hair professionally in a professional setting, like I always was doing hair in the house, doing my cousin's hair, whatever. I always had a flair for it, but that wasn't what I strived to do. That wasn't my goal in life.
Right.
I was a teen mom at 17 years old, and I had a friend who I went to beauty school with who saw something in me, and he was already working in a salon, and he was like, you really should do hair because you got the knack for it. And I mean, I needed to make some money because I had a child to feed. Now I'm a young teenage mother. So he was like, I'm gonna talk to my boss and I'm gonna see if I could get you a job there. And I started working there part-time. I had another job, but I quickly started building a clientele because I like doing it. And before you knew it, I was working there full-time. And then what happened was they took me under their wing as an apprentice. I didn't graduate beauty school, They took me under their wing, and everybody taught me a skill. So one coworker would teach me one thing they're good at, another one would teach me another thing, and before you knew it, they molded me and shaped me into what I am now.
And people don't do that anymore.
At all.
They don't do that, and if they do, I mean, that's few and far between.
Yeah,
so it was dope that they even did that and kind of showed you the ropes.
Yep, they saw me as a young teenage mom really going out there trying to do for my child, and they respected that, and they took me under their wing, and I will forever be grateful for that. And like I said, it wasn't something I strived to do. That wasn't my goal in life. But then I woke up one day, I had my skills, and I have my clientele, and I'm like, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. So now I realize I'm gonna take it really serious. So I decided to go back to beauty school and get my license.
Word, and I'm glad you did that because everybody doesn't have. I mean, and of course you don't start out like that. I mean,
Right.
You even telling me your story, speaks to the fact that you didn't start out where you are today.
Right.
But everybody doesn't have the mindset of becoming licensed at whatever it is they do. If you have a business, get your business license.
Right.
You have to do that. It's important.
Right.
So okay, so you went through that, and I'm assuming you soon got a job. So like, where did you first kind of start working?
That's where I got my feet wet for 8 years. I worked at another salon for a year prior to that, which I was also an apprentice. And I'm forever grateful to the woman who taught me. She went to Vidal Sassoon in London. She was certified out there in the UK. And what she taught me is priceless. I learned things from her that I still have yet to see. And at the time, she took full advantage of me being young and not knowing anything. And I don't want to sound vulgar, but she pretty much raped me. She used me for a whole year. So I left kind of bitter. But when I look back in hindsight at what I took away from that experience, I realized that was more valuable and priceless than money. That was worth more than any money I could have gotten. So years later, I ran into her, and she apologized to me because she realized she took advantage of me. But I actually thanked her because I was like, you have no idea that if it wasn't for what you taught me and pushing me, because she pushed me out there. She taught me a skill, and she was like, now go out there and be somebody, and she pushed me, and I did. And I forgave her. I actually thanked her. I hugged her. I see her like a mother figure, and she actually did me a favor. So I'm grateful for that.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep that y'all were able to, go that period of time, nevertheless, whatever had happened,
Right.
being older, being far removed from that situation, and being able to say, you know what, thank you, and I'm sorry, and move on. So that's deep. Oh, so then from that moment, kind of what was next for you? Because now we're at the point now where it's
Right.
okay. I have it now. I think I got it now.
So then what happened was that I was at the shop that I was at for 8 years. The ones that everybody taught me something. Their name was Goppel's Hair Crew. And they were big in Patterson. Like back in their day, everybody went there. Lawyers, doctors, politicians, Senator Frank Lautenberg. It was a very famous hot spot. Anybody who was anybody in Patterson, that was the place to go. I was in the perfect area, in the perfect spot to learn. But then after 8 years, like I met my son's father, which is my second husband, my second son's father. We fell in love. He's a famous graffiti artist, and he owned a shop. Back in the day, it was called 201 Hip Hop Shop. And he used to do a lot of backdrops and graffiti murals and all kinds of stuff. It was also a record shop. They had a lot of different services going on. But we fell in love, and then we became partners and took over that shop. So he took me with him, and we became partners, and we blew that spot up, and took it from there. And then I did a series of, after that, we shut it down, bad business decisions or whatever. But then I ended up opening a shop in my home. Him and I ended up getting married. We had a child together, and I opened up a salon in my own home, and that was for 3 years. So, there was a few places I ended up going to. I worked at a spa in Wayne. I worked at the Saks Fifth Avenue Salon in Riverside Square Mall. So I had a few nice gigs, I'm the type of person, like, I'll stay in a place as long as I'm respected, We have to have a great camaraderie. I need to feel that family, feeling or whatever. I'm not into the cattiness, I don't deal with, like the drama or anything like that. And I'm on my business. I'm all into my craft. But when I see somebody's like pulling the opposite ends and we're not all flowing together and, there's a little tension. Once I start feeling like that, I'm out. I don't got time for it. I don't got to deal with it, and I'm not gonna deal with it. That's the way I do it. But I try to leave every place with an open door, like friends, and so that therefore you never know when you need to come back. And so far that's how it's always been. And I've made great friends along the way, wonderful people. And to this day, I could say that it's been a stepping stool to my progress. So I never look at anything that's happened in the past as, oh damn, it's a mistake or any regrets. There's no regrets, because that was a stepping stool to my progress.
So speaking of your progress, I know now that you have a shop. I can't tell you the address, but it is on Main Street in Passaic, New Jersey. And I've seen, some of the women who've gotten their hair done there, know some personally, all good reviews. Chic Studios. So tell us a little bit about Chic Studios.
Well, Chic Studio came about because Raina Chic, who is the owner of Chic Studio, she happens to be a very dear friend of mine, who was my client. Like, Raina started out as my client, and then she started doing makeup and then the hair thing, and she started branching off and doing her thing. But we came together on a collaborative effort, because she got her following, I got my following, she got this place, we're on the same page. Everyone that has come together at Chic, has a really nice following with the Instagram and the Facebook and all the social media. So when we got together, we just caught fire. We created this buzz, and now it's the place to be. We just killing them out there right now. And everyone that I work with has great work ethics, are beautiful women, I love my team. I work with a wonderful, bunch of women who do their thing. They're about their business. They handle their handles. We hold each other down, and it's rare to find a team like that. that's down for you and holds you down.
No, it is rare, and it's great. You know, it's great. Like I said, I've seen your work, whether
Thank
it was
you.
you personally or someone else in the
Right.
shop.
So I want to be amongst winners, and that's where I am right now. They see me as a winner. They took me in. They looked for me. They're the ones that sought after me and said, "Come with us," and they're winners too.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're gonna take one more small break. We gotta end it on winners. I mean, because we're all winners, and if you're not a winner, we encourage you to be a winner. So we're gonna take one more break. You're tuned into the RGTV show. We'll be back after this.
Rico Giovanni, where fashion is music to the eyes. You can always shop Rico Giovanni at www.officialricogiovanni.com. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the show, you can email us at ricogiovanni1@gmail.com. I encourage all of you to continue to catch up on episodes. Go to youtube.com/official Rico Giovanni and kind of see the episodes if you didn't get a chance to see them, or if you did, play it for a friend.
All right, we are back. This is the third and final segment. I had a great time chatting with Vecchi, the stylist, the hair guru, and just speaking a little bit, more about Chic Studios, as you were saying. Tell me about, I'm sure, some people come through. So tell me about your clientele and the different types of people that come through the Chic Studios.
I mean, we get all kinds. We get the artistic kinds, we get the, we even have, I'm not going to say any names for confidentiality purposes, but we have a few reality TV personalities that we style and color. We have 2 or 3 singers that we do. And I'm telling you, our team is tight. We like to keep their names anonymous just because we don't want, people trying to get, come through and hang out like on some groupie stuff. We trying to handle this business.
Did you say Beyonce got her hair done?
Exactly, but no, but we're blessed that they would even seek us like that, and that's to show, that I work with a bunch of talented women.
Listen, Vecchi, Chic Studios. Are there any? How can people get in contact with either you, or how can people, find out where it is?
Well, we're located at 365 Main Avenue in Passaic, past the downtown area, more towards the residential. We're right across the street from the Passaic High Stadium, off the corner of Lafayette. And if you'd like to see any of our work, you can follow us on Facebook at Vecchi Rivera. And Reina Chic is also on Facebook as Reina Chic. That's Reyna, Reina, and then Chic is Sheek. And she's at Reina Chic on Instagram. And I'm at Vec to the Next, VEKTOTHENEXT. And that shows all our work. I do a lot of color, a lot of cuts. I also style, but my forte is coloring and cutting hair. And her forte is styling hair and the makeup. But we're tight.
Listen, ladies, I mean, I gotta show love to y'all because this is the reason why we have Vecchi here. So
Appreciate that.
for all of y'all trying to get right, listen, man, this is where you want to be.
Thank you.
Vecchi, Chic Studios. What we're gonna do right now is we put together a little package for you. I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to subscribe to his YouTube page at Official Rico Giovanni. Be sure to shop Rico at www.officialricogiovanni.com. I'm your host, Jers, aka Life as I See It. Until next time, everything Rico.